Alrighty, hello guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are back in Flyout yet again, and today we're actually going to be building a plane together. Now, it's been a little while since I've played Flyout, so don't get me wrong, I like the game, I'm just not very good at it. But today we're going to be building a small delta wing aircraft that hopefully will fly. There's not much more to it than that. But I have noticed that there is now a Steam page for this game, so if you guys want to add it to your wish list, then go ahead. But yeah, I wanted to make a video because of that. So, let's go ahead and start building, shall we? Alright, so let's start the build together then, shall we? So, I usually start off by using a fuselage piece to do the main bit of the fuselage, just below the pilot, using the pilot as a bit of a scale, because honestly, we need the pilot to fit in there, and the pilot doesn't change size, so you might as well go off this to begin with, and I feel like that just makes sense. From there, we've gone ahead and tried to add a bit of a point to the front end. Honestly, I feel like this point needs to be a little bit more pointy, because we've made a delta wing aircraft and it's not very pointy. I feel like it just should be a little bit better, but I don't know. We've added a stinger type thing to the back end because we are going to have two engines on this thing, which you will see in the future are actually kind of small. So I think what we will probably do is make them a little bit bigger. Right here, you're seeing me try and add a bit of a cockpit shape. Honestly, you shouldn't do this until you are ready to add the canopy. But yeah, because it ends up changing shape quite a bit, and if you end up changing the shape, it gets rid of the thing that you did, if that makes sense. So it goes back to being flat rather than having this dent, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, right here, we are adding an actual canopy to this thing. It is going to be mainly glass, which I guess is kind of nice. It does work, but I do think in the end, this actually looks a lot more like a trainer aircraft than a real, I don't know, like a fighter aircraft, I guess. So we might want to change this in the future. As you guys can see right there, it looks too small. I do end up realizing that very soon, so I do change this and make it a little bit longer. But yeah, the damage is done. I do feel like it's just a little bit too tall for how big the actual fuselage is. So in the future, after this little bit of a time lapse, I think that might be the first thing that we end up changing. We're going to try and make the cockpit look a little bit nicer. I think that just makes sense to do. Anyway, on the back of the cockpit, we're going to go ahead and extend this guy. Again, I feel like this does look a little bit off. This is me trying to sort out the cockpit a little bit, but it just looks wrong. It does. It just looks really wrong. So we are going to have to sort that out. I do end up painting some more like fuselage pieces onto there, but yeah, I don't think that looks very good. This is me extending it. That does look a little bit better. But I think we need to sort it out a little bit more than that. Right here, we're trying to add some engine bits so that we can actually have some inlets for the engines on the front of this. That shape actually helps out quite a lot in doing so. Yeah. So I'm not sure when we're going to get to the engine bit, but I think it might be now. Here it is. So these engines are going to be like tiny. They're going to be so small. But I think after this time lapse is done, we will make them a little bit bigger, just so we have a little bit more power to push ourselves into the air. Because at the minute, it takes ages to get into the sky. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and put some fuselage pieces over this, trying to make them fit nicely. And honestly, I think we will be able to get away with that. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Nice. The one thing that I think is kind of challenging, at least for me in this game, is trying to make nice air inlets for the engines and actually knowing whether having big air inlets even helps. Because I think it's supposed to. I do. I think it's supposed to. The more air that you can get to the engines, I think it is simulated in the game that it does actually help the engines. Which is quite nice, I suppose. Anyway, here's me adding the actual wings. I did want some ailerons on this thing. I also wanted them to look nice, but I don't think I did a very good job with that. Although it does fly, so maybe we did an okay job. Anyway, this is me adding the ailerons and the pitch, and then finally, I think we move on to adding the vertical stabilizer, which I think ends up actually looking pretty good. But overall, I think what we might do is actually extend this and make it a little bit longer. I usually only figure this out after I've built the entire aircraft, because I'm not very good at looking at things and being like, yeah, that needs to change. But it does. So, yeah, Anyway, let's add some landing gear to this thing. And I guess I'll show you guys this thing flying. And then we'll go back to it and we'll modify it. And hopefully make it a little bit nicer. This is the landing gear that, honestly, I feel like looks really bad. But it's what we've got. So, that's what we did. And then we do a bit of a test run. But anyway, let's go ahead and get testing. And I'll show you guys what this thing flies like. Let's get to it. So guys, here it is. This is obviously what we've ended up building, and I don't mind it per se, but I also don't think it's the best. So what I suggest we do is we do some modifications to this thing, and we make it work a little bit better. You can even see how tiny those jet engines are when you look at it from here. They are so small. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this thing flying as it is right now. Although actually, I do want to do one more thing really quickly. I want to go to this guy, I want to copy it, and I want to paste it in with this guy. Unfortunately, what that means that is going to happen is this bit that's rounded off right there is going to go back to being flat. But honestly, that shouldn't really matter. So let's go ahead and paste this here and apply it. There we go. And that looks even weirder. That looks really, really strange. But at the same time, kind of cool, I suppose. Yeah. Although, what happens if I attach that to every single one of these? Let's go ahead and paste it into there. Go forwards, paste it again. Yeah, this is going to look really weird. Paste, apply. Go forwards, paste, apply. Yeah, that is one weird looking thing. But actually, I really like it. I do kind of like that. Okay, cool. Quit out of this. Let's go ahead and try and move this into place somewhere. I guess I'm going to go ahead and send it upwards, but then we're going to have to make it longer. There we go, good. And leave it like this. Okay, that is our new design. What do we think? Kind of cool. I mean, it's weird, but kind of cool. Alright, good. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this thing flying, and then hopefully, we can modify it. Okie dokie. So, let's go ahead and attempt to take off with this thing. It is extremely... I don't know what the word is. Like, rubbish. It is extremely underpowered, underwhelming to begin with. Hopefully, as we start to go forwards, it'll get a little bit better. Honestly, we are up to like 130 miles an hour, so it is getting up there in speed. We are a delta wing, so we should end up being able to take off with a little bit more speed. And that'll be awesome. So, we are using the full length of the runway. We're trying to take off. I am literally pitching up right now. Yeah. We haven't actually taken off yet, and we are getting to the end of the runway. There we go. Alright, landing gear up. There we go, very nice. And we are flying the beast. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to actually do this kind of shape on the bottom of this thing. But it's kind of cool with it, so that's how we'll keep it. But yeah, we are in the sky, and we are flying. One thing that has happened, because I've obviously pasted that shape onto the fuselage, is the canopy, or the cockpit, has gone back to being flat. So I need to fix that. But other than that, this thing's cool. Yeah. Alright, we're going to give it slightly bigger engines, make it a little bit more powerful, and hopefully we'll get up to higher speeds. Alright, so first thing though, we're going to go to fuselage, we're going to go to this guy, we're going to go to vertexes, and I guess make sure it's mirrored, which it is. We're going to extend this backwards to about here, that's good. We're going to extend this bit backwards to... I guess around there, that's fine. And then if we want to leave this bit flat, we can, but I'm thinking we extend this forwards, just so it looks slightly better. Yeah, honestly, that does look way better. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Anyway, as I said, I want to make the engines a little bit bigger. So let's go ahead and try and make them maybe 1? Oh, that is too big. 1 is going to be way too big, I think. But 0.84. Let's go ahead and drop this down slightly. Move it this way slightly. There we go. Alright, these might be too big. These might be a little bit too big. It's kind of fun though. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and go into the fuselage. If we make this something like 0.4, or even bigger than that, 0.5? Oh, not quite. 0.45? I don't even know. 0.45? There we go. Let's try that. Go forwards. Let's try the same thing. 0.45. And 0.45. Excellent. We're then going to go forwards and do the same thing, and do the same thing, and do the same thing over and over and over again until it is all correct. There we go. We need to do it on both of these, because if we don't, we're going to have issues. 0.45, there we go. Backwards to this point. 0.45, excellent. And then, I don't know, can we go even further backwards than that? No, that is the rear. That is legitimately the back end. Okay, and they look crazy. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and increase these to like 0.4, just so that we have more of an inlet. Yeah, that's sick. Alright, cool. Let's do this one as well. There we go. And yeah, now we've got more of an inlet. Our engines are way bigger. That is cool. That is very cool. Let's just go to this piece real quick. We're going to extrude this, and we are going to be sending that bit backwards slightly, just to here. And then I think that's actually fine, just leaving it like that. Okay, this is going to have a hell of a lot more power. Yeah. that is it. It's gonna have more power. Okay, I did want to modify this bit, but I'm not entirely sure what I would do, because I don't really want to like raise this up to put the pilot even further down, but I do feel like that makes a little bit of sense to do. That means the canopy can come downwards slightly, I suppose, so we can drop it even more than that. There we go. And dropping the canopy down, I think makes this look a little bit better. However, I am going to extend this bit backwards a little bit more. I'm going to extend this bit backwards a little bit more. And we're going to leave it somewhat like that. There we go. Alright, I think that does look better than it did, which I'm happy about. Let's try and fly it and see what it flies like. Okay, more power. Let's go. Let's see if this actually works out for us. I would like to add some steering to the front landing gear. At the minute, we have zero capabilities of steering on the ground, unless you're moving at like 100 miles an hour, which we're almost at already. That's insane. Is it already ready to like take off? I think it might be. Alright, we are waddling down the runway. We're going slightly sideways. We're slightly off the runway. It's okay, if we can pitch up, that'd be great. Can't seem to pitch up. Uh-oh. Okay, let's try and like angle it off to the side. No. Okay, the pitch isn't quite right. It's not quite working. Try my best here. I might have to run it off the end of the runway. There we go. Yeah, okay, right, cool. Well, we need to work on that. We need a bigger pitch surface or something. But yeah, it's flying. And it's flying actually around the same speed that it was flying earlier with the smaller engines. Which is interesting. But yeah, now it's actually in the air. This is cool. This is very cool looking. What I might do is actually streamline it a little bit, make it look a little bit more like a dart, in terms of having the wings a little bit more pointy. I think that'll be sick. Yeah, this is cool. I'm also wanting to paint it too, so I'll probably do that. Alright, so like I said, with the wings, I can't even speak right now, we are going to try and make it look a little bit more like a dart. So hopefully this mirrors on both sides, which it is. We're going to go ahead and angle these guys backwards like this. We're then going to actually angle this bit backwards even further too. So now it's more like a dart. And then from the front end, I actually want to extend this guy and this guy quite far forwards so that we have like a weirder shape. I like the idea of having a bit of a weirder shape. We're then going to grab each of these and I'm going to drop those backwards a little bit. And that looks like a completely different aircraft. I don't know whether it's going to work the same, but we are definitely going to give it a go. There we go. Oh, that looks awesome. I think I really like that. The other thing is, I might actually just extend these two backwards too. And this one forwards a little bit, just so that our pitch is actually a little bit bigger. Like, slightly bigger. I'm going to grab these two as well, and I'm going to send them to the side. And then I think I'm actually going to move this bit over and backwards a little bit. Just so our pitch is a lot bigger, because our roll doesn't need to be anywhere near that big. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm also going to try and angle this guy backwards too. Everything is going to be angled backwards, kind of like a dart, or like an arrow, I guess. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint it. So we're going to go ahead and try and make it look nice. Don't know how this is going to go, to be totally honest with you guys, but yeah, going to add a little bit of paint. Okay, so I was trying to do like a blue underside. Honestly, ignore this stuff on the top, but I can't paint this bit right here. It isn't letting me, which is super duper annoying. So if I scale this up a little bit, I can't actually, like, I'm clicking, I can't do anything with this. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to have the entire thing be gray. There we go, and we're just going to leave it like that. I'm sure that's fine. So, we're going to go ahead and add an FAF logo. We're going to make all of this, like, 0, this one 1, and then I think we're good to go. Oh, and then we need to make that this, there we go. And scale? I guess I'm going to scale it up a little bit, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and put it right in the center. There we go. I think I've done that on both sides, which I have. We're also going to go ahead and put it on the wings. I don't know whether to have it sideways, which is unusual, but yeah, no, you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead and put these guys here like this. And we're also going to go ahead and put it here. No, we're not. We're not. All right, cool. So this is our aircraft. What do we think? It's kind of ugly, but it kind of works. I think. Okay, here we go again. So now we actually have the bigger elevators. I think we might have a chance of actually lifting off a little bit easier. As well as that, we've obviously extended the wings backwards slightly, which is interesting. Hopefully, I don't know, that will help with speed a little bit. You know, it's a little bit more aerodynamic. But let's go ahead and get ourselves into the air. Into the air! Come on, lift up. It's so weird having the front end like this. It's like a knife underneath. Crazy. Very crazy. Alright, we're up to 200 miles an hour. And we can lift off. What the hell? What the hell? Wait, hang on. What just happened? I don't know whether... I honestly feel like our roll is actually inverted. I think that's what happened there. I don't know. It didn't seem to take off very nicely anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and change that back to this. There we go. And I don't know whether to have a bit of a bigger wing. So we can actually send these guys forwards? Possibly. So let's do... Whoa. What is going on? What is going on? Alright, grab these. Both. And do this. There we go. Grab these two as well and do this. And there we go. We got much bigger wings now. Do we like that? Do we not like that? I'm not sure. I don't know. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, here we go again. Here we go. If anybody knows, by the way, can you let me know why? My pilot's camera always seems to be in his ass. I don't understand. I don't get it. It's a bit weird. Anyway, I'd like to do first person, that's all, but yeah, the camera always seems to be down by his feet. I'm not sure why. Anywho, let's go ahead and try and take off here. I might add some canards to this thing. I just think they'd be cool. But I don't know. Alright, let's get ourselves up to some speed. We're at 200 miles an hour. We have pitched up. Okay, it seems a lot less controllable now than it previously was. The wings are a hell of a lot bigger than they previously were. And our roll surfaces are now inverted. They weren't before, apparently. Okay, this is weird. We're going slower than we were before. It's just not as good as it was previously. Very annoying. Okay, right, cool. So what we'll do is actually bring all of these guys backwards. Kind of like this. There we go. We're going to go ahead and grab these two. This one, and do this. And then I think I might actually do this. Make it a little bit smaller. The FAF on the wing looks crazy now, but that's okay. I didn't mean to do that. We've now got rid of the FAF by accident, but that's fine. Okay, cool. So, return this back to normal. That's good. I'm also going to allow this to be pitch as well. Yeah, that seems like a cool idea, actually. So that can also be pitch, that's good. I guess that means this could also be roll. Like, we could use both surfaces. Don't see why not. Yeah, no, I don't see why not. There we go, cool. Right, our engines still seem very sort of bad. They don't seem very good, anyway. Bypass rate, we're going to lower. Down to, like, 0.6, that's okay. And yeah, afterburner will make a lot hotter. I think that's okay. Alright. Kind of weird. I wouldn't mind actually extending all of these guys, like, sort of forward slightly. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. There we go. So the afterburners are back there. I don't know. Maybe that's cool. Maybe it's not cool. I'm not sure. I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and spawn it in again. I don't know where all of our fuel is. I'm not sure. It might be in the wings. And if it is in the wings, I guess that's why we're having so many issues right now. Because the weight of the wings will obviously be heavier. And because we've lowered them backwards. Holy, the acceleration this time. But yeah, because we've moved the wings backwards, obviously we're having some issues. Anyway, landing gear up. This thing is flying a lot better. We are now at 500 miles an hour. It is flying a lot faster than it previously was. This is insane. 700 miles an hour. 800 miles an hour. We're at like Mach 1.2 already. This is going way quicker than it was before, but we do only have like a minute of flight time. So let's go ahead and slow ourselves down a little bit. There we go. Just to get a few more minutes of flight time. That's sick. Oh, this looks so much better than it did too. I do think the cockpit needs a little bit of work. I would like that to look nicer than it currently does. But yeah, this is cool. This is very cool. Very agile. It's very nice. Very nice. Yeah. That's awesome. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with this thing. Or what I want to build in the future. So let me know in the comments down below whether we should come back to this. Add some weapons maybe. Maybe try and modify it a little bit more. Paint it, something. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, for now, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.